on HBO. That's going to be a spectacle. But he's coming to Foxwoods, and he's coming to Foxwoods. He's Matthew and he are friends, but he has tremendous respect for Gennady, and he's coming as a fan, but he's coming to scout the opposition.
Could it supplant the Chavez fight next?
I'm not going to talk about anything past this fight. Okay. I think that Gennady's got his hands full, and I think this fight, the outcome's absolutely in doubt. So I'm not talking about anything past this fight.
You and I were there.
I certainly think that you can make the argument that Gennady might be more deserving if he beats Matthew. But you know what? I mean, like, I'm not going to conjecture anything, and I'm not going to look past this fight. I believe that my guy's got an excellent chance to win this fight.
You and I were there.
You didn't want to match him with Martinez originally. I asked you about that, Golovkin.
With all due respect, Matthew's going to sell more tickets in Foxwoods than Gennady's going to.
Well, what about you when you said about Top Rank and Cotto? You said the same thing.
Will you shut the fuck up for a second? Do me a favor. I'll answer your question in a moment. Okay? I'm sorry. Excuse my French.
What we said before.
I mean, Chavez walks into the ring at 190 pounds. I mean, he's had issues with suspensions and other stuff, and you know, Sergio's at the stage in his career where he's the boss. I'm not the boss. I don't tell Sergio who to fight. Sergio's going to fight who Sergio wants to fight. And by the way, it would have been an idiotic economic decision, fucking stupid as shit, for him to fight Golovkin now. Gennady doesn't bring the money to the table. Very simple.
Considering Chavez's
This is the biggest fight of Gennady's career. I have tremendous respect for Gennady Golovkin. I think he's a great young fighter. It doesn't mean it's a smart economic decision for a 38-year-old champion to do right now. If he can beat Matt, which I am not conceding, and if he can beat Matt and look good, it's going to up his image substantially. It's going to up his marketability substantially. It's going to make the fight more possible.
You and I were there 12 years ago when Hopkins did what he did to Trinidad. That was not just an ass whooping. It was a career-changing loss. Is that reference coming from you, or is that something he studied?
No, that's something that came from him. And look, I mean, he knows how good Gennady is, but he didn't have to do this fight. He was guaranteed a slot on HBO. I didn't have to do this deal. Tom Loeffler didn't have to do this deal. I had a show guaranteed to me, and so did they under a contract. We made this fight happen because our fighters, after a whole lot of conversations with Peter Nelson particularly, but HBO agreed that this was the best thing for boxing, the best thing for the division, the best thing for the fans. That's why it's happening.
Well,
it's a telling statement, but he's also a student of the game, and he also knows something. Look, Rosado had some success with Triple G by pushing him backward. Matthew's a whole lot bigger and stronger than Rosado. I mean, this isn't going to be a cakewalk. You know, I'm not saying I know who's going to win. I don't. But I promise you, this isn't going to be a cakewalk. This is going to be a fucking fight.
I agree this is a great fight, and I don't know who's going to win. But I was going to point out, 4 or 5 years ago, when Martinez was at 154, you were calling for Cotto, and Top Rank said, we don't know who the fuck Martinez is. And now you're doing the same thing to Golovkin.
Shut the fuck up.
You know
Seriously.
I'm right. No, I'm right.
No, you're not right. You're not right. You're not right. What was different about it? But Martinez, Aaron was saying until fucking 1 year ago who the fuck was Martinez, and Martinez did 500,000 pay-per-view buys, and half the friggin' arena was Argentinians and Martinez fans. Yes. So you know what? Shut the fuck up. Let the kid build his star. Dude, I love you, but you lose it sometimes.
No, you know I'm right.
No, you're not right. No, you have a 38-year-old fighter who's going to make as much money as he can. That's what he's going to do. That's my job. That's his job. If you don't get that, then go back to school.
Is he overhyped in your mind?
Living with love. Living with love.
Is he overhyped in your mind?
He's overhyped.
Based on who he's
fought? Not based on his amateur career, not based on his ability. His ability is tremendous. His amateur career was tremendous. With all due respect, who he's fought as a professional, yeah, he's overrated. No, I think he's great. But I don't think you can look at the fighters he's fought and say that he has a right to say anyone's ducked him. He doesn't. When you look at who he's fought, he doesn't have a right to say anyone's ducking him, because honestly the level of competition has been carefully selected to allow him to have the best knockout percentage in boxing, and to allow him to look like the beast that I believe that he's going to grow into. He's a great amateur, he's a great fighter, but with all due respect, Ishida was shot 6 years ago.
But is that why he doesn't?
And had one lucky punch against Kirkland. I mean, Rosado was a 154-pounder, not a 60-pounder.
Is that why he shouldn't, be fighting Martinez?